Hello, our project is M1504 Implement support for missing XML HTTP request APIs. Our OSS project involved implementing override MIME type and override charset API. The current project involves 3 steps. The first step is to implement the specified behavior for final MIME type and final charset. Final MIME type is the override MIME type unless that is null, in which case it is the response MIME type. The final charset is the override charset unless that is null, in which it is response charset. Let's look into the code. This is a pull request for the first task. We have added 2 helper methods, final charset and final MIME type. So the final charset is override charset if it is not null. Otherwise, it is the response charset which is obtained from the content type header. Similarly, the final MIME type is the override MIME type if it is not null. Otherwise, it is the response MIME type which is obtained from content type header. Also, we have added support for final charset in text response. So basically, final underscore charset helper method is being called here, and the encoding is the final charset that is returned if it is not null. Otherwise, it is set to UTF-8. Another task was to add support for with credentials API. As discussed with Josh, the first subtask was not to be implemented. So moving on to the other subtask, we had to implement basic network level support in order to conditionally exclude cookies from the HTTP request. So let's move on to the pull request. So for this, we have added a credentials flag variable in load data structure which is present in lib.rs. As you can see, it has been set to true by default. The with credentials flag is set for cross-origin request to the with credentials attribute present in XML HTTP request.rs. So let's move on and look at the use of this flag. The credentials flag, when it is set to true, only then we add cookies to the current request from the cookie jar. In order to access the load data field inside this function, we have added load data as a parameter to this function. Similarly, if the credentials flag is set to true, only then we set the cookies from the response into the cookie jar. Also, in order to access the load data field inside this function, we have added it as a parameter to process response headers. The pull requests for these 2 tasks have been merged successfully.